We are live.
Okay. Thank you. Good afternoon and welcome to the December Town Board meeting, Islip Town Board. I'd like to begin by asking Councilwoman Bergen to please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America,
America, and to the republic
which
which
it
stands
stands, one
one
nation,
nation,
under
under
God,
God, indivisible,
with
with
liberty
liberty
and
and
justice
justice for all.
Thank you. So it certainly feels like an eternity that we've been dealing with COVID, less than a year, and it does appear to be promising that the effective vaccine is being administered. The past 2 days have been very exciting for our nation's healthcare workers as pharmaceutical companies begin to roll out the COVID-19 vaccines across the country. However, we're once again reminding residents to please continue to wear a face covering at all times, maintain social distancing, wash your hands, and get your flu shot. We're urging everyone to celebrate the holidays this year, if possible, with immediate family only, and avoid traveling during the holiday season. We all understand we want to be with our loved ones, but it's just not worth the risk of contracting COVID-19. Let's stay home in 2020 so that we can be together in 2021. Last month, the town of Islip and Good Samaritan Hospital partnered to open a free COVID-19 testing site in Brentwood at the site of the Brentwood Recreation Center. We were able to do this with federal funding made possible through the Islip Town CDA, and I thank the CDA for all their efforts. This testing site will be completely free to the patients. It's now open, offering tests Monday to Friday from 1 to 5 p.m. by appointment only. And it is a drive-in site, so no one has to get out of their car. And you just need to call 631-376-4444 to schedule an appointment. Anyone who believes they have COVID or have been exposed should schedule that appointment at the Brentwood Rec Center. In the midst of all of the concerns and talk about COVID and, the stresses that we're facing, there still are many bright lights across our town. Some of them at the light show at Brookwood Hall, by the way. And I want to thank the Parks Department, the staff, everyone who had any role to play in helping make it happen. Tonight, 5 to 8 p.m. And I do believe we're expecting a special visit through the courtesy of the East Islip Fire Department. Santa, I believe, is going to be there. But recently, we honored 5 freshman women from Sayville High School for their efforts trying to help the community during the pandemic. The students, Molly Brady, Courtney Thornton, Fallon Santoro, Elizabeth Sheehan, and Logan McNamara, created a GoFundMe page to raise money for Little Free Pantries to help residents in their community who are experiencing food insecurity. They took inspiration from Claw's Seafood Market, Crab Shack, and Clam Bar after learning of their efforts to help the community. To date, the girls have raised over $3,500 through their GoFundMe page, enough to create pantries for non-perishable goods. It's inspiring to see young minds thinking about helping struggling members of their community in these unprecedented times. We're so very proud of these women and know their futures are bright. Recently, we're still in the midst of celebrating Hanukkah, and at the virtual Hanukkah lighting that we had at Town Hall, the Rabbi Shimon Stillerman spoke about the bright lights of Hanukkah. And certainly these ladies are those bright lights, and we need to keep those lights of hope burning across our town. Again, I just, on behalf of all the members of the town board, want to wish everyone a very, very happy, safe, healthy, happy holiday season. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, and certainly Happy Kwanzaa. With that, we will go to the first public hearing, or the only public hearing we have this afternoon. Before we do go to the hearing notice, I would just ask anyone from the public who wishes to speak on the public hearing, which is on the Bayport Hamlet study or the Board of Cleanup Resolution public hearings, to just raise your hand function on the Zoom or type into the Q&A line and let us know which particular Board of Cleanup you wish to speak on. So with that, I would ask the town clerk to please read the public hearing notice.
Thank you. Today's hearing is to consider adopting the Bayport Hamlet study.
We have a number of people who signed up. They did not wish to speak, but they're very supportive of the efforts. And I want to, on behalf of all the town board members, especially Councilwoman Mullen, for the commissioner's efforts on behalf, the community that came together to the hearings, and it was a very participatory exercise. And I think the product that came out of it certainly reflects the desires and wishes of the community. The commissioner is on if anyone from the board has any questions or comments on it. Okay, hearing none, why don't we go to the speakers? And that basically was Bob Draffin. And I do want to mention there were a number of people who did sign up to express their support. Steve Johannesson, Joe Libertelli, Steve Jones, Kerry, Lynn Kraft, and Robert Brechter. So with that, I would ask Caitlin if she would please unmute the speaker, Bob Draffin.
Hello, can you hear me?
Before you begin, Bob, I just wanted to mention that the members of BFJ Planning, who were our consultants who conducted the study, Frank Fish, Noah Levine, and Taylor Young, are also listening in. So again, if there are any questions or comments, they also, in addition to our esteemed commissioner, are available. So go ahead, Bob, you have 3 minutes.
Okay, well, thank you. I hope you can hear me. I can't see myself, and I'm still adjusting to Zoom world, but
We can hear you fine.
okay, very good. First off, everybody, happy holidays to you all as well. I appreciate the greeting. And really, I'm here today. Usually I have a canned speech or something I'm reading off of, but today I'm just kind of going to go from my heart on this one. As the president of the Bayport Civic Association for the past, it's almost 18 years, believe it or not.
Wow.
One of our top agenda items has always been to have a master plan in place for Bayport. The last one was done in 1976 by good family friend Peter Cohallen, was supervisor at the time. And it was great for 1976, but we're in 2020, almost 2021. And it's time for an update. And I'm glad to report that over the better part of the past 2 years, thanks to the initial effort of Councilwoman Mullins, with the absolute backing of the Civic Association and the good work of the consultants and Ron Meyer's planning department, here we are. We're at a point in time where we actually have a document that I think will serve as a tremendous tool to everybody concerned, right from planning itself, who has to deal, they're our front line, they deal with the applicants as they come in. So having this planning document in place can say not only what we like or what we encourage to come to the Hamlet of Bayport, but what we don't encourage to come to the Hamlet of Bayport. And we haven't had that tool in the 18 years really that I've been civic president, and that leads to sometimes development ideas getting a little further down the track than you'd hope they would before everybody has to come out with the flames and pitchforks and come descend upon town hall and all that type of thing. So I think this document is an important tool for everyone to have. I think it contains It's very thorough. Obviously, like I said, it's almost 2 years of work. It started with a full house of a lot of participants that were eager to see this done. I think we had 200 people in that first meeting at the Bayport Fire Department. And I've heard nothing but good things. I know there's been plenty of public outreach in our town of Bayport. And I'm here really just to say the Civic Association is 100% behind the adoption of the Hamlet study. And we look forward to having a plan in place for the future of Bayport. I thank everyone concerned.
Thank you. Thank you, Bob. And thank you so much for highlighting all those that were a part of it. Obviously, the commissioner and the planning staff. I know that Jess and Sean, really worked hard on it, and it truly was a team effort. We have no other speakers. Are there any comments or questions from members of the board? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing, adopt a negative deck, and adopt the Bayport Hamlet study. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion, Supervisor.
Thank you. We have a motion by Councilwoman Mullen, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It is approved unanimously. Congratulations to everyone for all of your efforts. Okay, we will move now to the first item on the agenda, the board up and cleanup resolution. Taryn, if you will.
Good afternoon, Madam Supervisor, members of the Town Board, Town Clerk, Karen Jewell, Assistant Town Attorney, 655 Main Street, Islip. Number one, to clean up the premises located at 0 Crooked Hill Road, Brentwood. On this property, there now exists makeshift tents, overgrown vegetation, and littering debris, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire, safety, and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Okay, we have no speakers on this hearing. Are there any questions?
Motion.
Hearing none, motion. I'm sorry.
Motion.
Oh, thank you. Motion by Councilman
Second.
O'Connor, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. We'll go to the second item.
Number two, to board and clean up the premises located at 18 Duffy Court, Central Islip. On this vacant and unsecured property, there now exists unsecured cellar doors, high grass, overgrown vegetation, and litter debris resulting from a fire, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire, safety, and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises, and I do believe there is someone on for this property.
Yes, there are two speakers, Barbara Long and Judy Nieves Nunez. Caitlin, do you want to let them in, please? Caitlin, so I'm waiting for
I'm
either.
doing it now. My 2 seconds.
So Barbara Long is using an older version of Zoom. We can promote her to panelist, but she's not able to be promoted to speaking. So the only way will be to promote her to panelist, which I can do now.
So can she type in her comments?
She's rejoined as a panelist now.
Okay, great.
Just has to unmute.
Yeah, unmute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So I am the administrator of the estate at 18 Duffy Court. Prior to the storms that we've had, I was keeping up with the property. However, there was a fire at the premises and some damage and some debris occurred as a result of that fire. And additionally, we've had some recent storms. And so there is some debris from trees there. Now, this afternoon, I sent a couple of people over there and they are in the process of doing pick up, cleaning up debris and painting the boards, which I did not realize. Nobody said that, the boards on the windows had to be painted. So the cellar door now is a concern. I have to think what I'm going to do with that. I have to do some sort of repair, but being that it's metal, there's nothing to drill into to board it up. So I have to work on that. And so I was going to request the board give me some additional time.
Ma'am, can we get your name and address, please?
Yes, my name is Barbara Long, that's spelled L-O-N-G, and my address is 20 South Village Drive, and that's in Bellport, New York.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Certainly, Councilman O'Connor.
I see the Chief Fire Marshal is on. Can he unmute, please?
Thanks, Rob. Go ahead, Jim.
Chief, there are photos that were distributed this morning. When were those photos taken?
Rob, are you there? Taryn, were they not taken yesterday?
They were taken yesterday. On my understanding, they were taken yesterday.
And Rob took the photos. That's why I asked him the question. I know
Yeah.
Taryn or someone from the fire marshal's office took the
Exactly.
photos.
Another
I
fire marshal.
directed my question to the fire marshal because I understand, Taryn, you didn't take the pictures. Someone from the fire marshal's office did. And as is our course and custom, they were taken yesterday, correct?
Yeah. Agreed.
And those photos that I'm looking at, certainly my board colleagues are looking at the same photos. They show a lot more than storm damage, don't they?
Yeah. Councilman, the fire chief just texted in and said that he, for some reason, can't technically unmute.
Yes, thank you, Councilman Bergen. I was just going to say that. Continue, Jim.
I know Ms. Long, who's the executor for the estate for the property, indicated on the record that there was some storm damage. The photos that I'm looking at that were taken yesterday show a condition much worse than storm damage, and certainly a condition that I wouldn't want to live next door to. So I'm prepared to move on the resolution or offer the applicant more time, whichever the board wants to do.
Unfortunately, the fire marshal is having a problem unmuting, but if there's a safety hazard, I don't see how we cannot move forward with this board up resolution. Especially when Ms. Long said that she's not quite certain how she's going to secure that cellar door.
I'll make the motion.
All right, we have a motion by Councilman O'Connor. Do I have a second?
Second.
May I speak, please?
Before we move forward,
May I speak?
there was another speaker, Barbara, Miss Nunez. Are you still on? Judy Nieves Nunez.
The
Caitlin?
second speaker is not here.
Okay, so then Ms. Long was the only speaker then. So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is approved. Okay, let us move on to the next item.
Okay. Number 3 has been withdrawn as it is now in compliance. Number 4 has also been withdrawn as it is now in compliance. Number 5, to board and clean up the premises located at 1494 Brentwood Road, Bayshore. On this vacant and unsecured property, there now exists unsecured windows and doors, evidence of squatters, an unregistered vehicle with high grass, overgrown vegetation, and litter and debris, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire, safety, and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all persons with a property interest in this premises.
Are there any questions? Hearing none, motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilwoman Mullen,
Second.
second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. And I believe that's it, Taryn?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we will move then to item 2, meeting of the Iceland Foreign Trade Zone. Do we have a motion to convene? Motion by Councilwoman Bergen, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor, opposed? We are convened, a quorum being present. Brad, you may proceed.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair and members of the FTZ Board. Happy holidays to you all. My name is Brad Hemingway. I'm the Executive Director for the Town of Islip Foreign Trade Zone Authority, located at 1 Trade Zone Drive in Ronkonkoma. I have 3 items for your consideration this afternoon. First item being the approval of the minutes from the November 17th, 2020 meeting of the Town of Islip Foreign Trade Zone Board.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilwoman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
The next item on the agenda is authorization to renew the landscape contract with Milano Brother Landscaping and Design for a period of 1 year.
I'll make that motion. Do I have a second? Second by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Next, we have a request to authorize and renew heating and cooling maintenance contract with Quinn and Finer Service Company for, again, a period of 1 year.
Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilwoman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
Last contract is to authorize to renew office cleaning contract with Spot On Cleaning, again, for a period of 1 year.
Okay. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It is approved. Thank you very much. Anything else? Brad?
That is all I have for today.
Okay. Hearing none. Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman O'Connor. The Town of Islip Foreign Trade Zone Board meeting is adjourned. We will move then to item 3, Town of Islip Industrial Development Agency. A motion to convene the board meeting by Councilwoman Mullen, second by Councilwoman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? We are convened, a quorum being present. John, if you would.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the agency board. John Walzer, 40 Nassau Avenue, Islip, New York. I have several items for your consideration this afternoon. The first item is to approve the minutes from the agency board meeting on November 17th, 2020.
Okay, do I have a motion? Motion by Councilwoman Bergen,
Second.
second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
The next item for your consideration is the only new project before you today is an inducement resolution between the agency and Avco Industries at 100 Windsor Place, Central Islip. Avco Industries is a manufacturer and custom printer of pizza boxes and other paper products. This project involves a 40,000 square foot addition to an existing 8,000 square foot building, formerly a bus depot. This project represents a $4.5 million capital investment and promises to add 50 new jobs.
Well, there's lots of pizzerias in town, so I'm not surprised. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
The next
We move
item.
to item 4.
The next item is an authorizing resolution for a project you induced back in October between the agency and TREC Bayshore. This is a mixed-use, mixed-income, transit-oriented development in downtown Bayshore.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I just received a message, just so that everybody understands. As far as anyone from the public speaking, the opportunity to speak is on any public hearings. These are not public hearings. These are agenda items. So for anyone who's, trying to sign in to speak, we've had the public hearings already. So these are just agenda items that we're moving on. Okay, I'm so sorry, John, keep going.
That's okay. I was just introduced the authorizing resolution for TREC Bayshore.
Okay. And this, as you said, was induced in October, correct?
Induced in October. We recently had a public hearing and this would be the final authorizing resolution.
Okay. Are there any questions? Hearing none, motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilwoman Bergen, second.
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor?
I
Opposed?
recuse. I
We
recuse.
have 4 in favor, 1 recusal. The motion is approved. Let us move on to item 5 then.
Okay, item 5 is another authorizing resolution. This project you induced last month. This is Nassau Provisions Kosher Foods at 700 Furrows Road in Holtzville.
Are there any questions? Hearing none, motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilwoman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
The next item is another authorizing resolution, also for a project you induced in November. This is for North Atlantic Industries at 116 Wilbur Place in Bohemia.
Any questions? Hearing none, motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Okay, the next item is a resolution authorizing grant awards for the COVID-19 grant and loan program. This is September, October, no. This is the 4th round of funding for the grant program. This we have 5 companies this month, about $36,000.
Great. And John, thank you and all the members of the committee that reviewed all these applications. I know the businesses were very much appreciative of the efforts, so thank you. We have a motion?
I'll make that motion. And Supervisor, perhaps we can expand it. It's been so successful.
Well, we still have some funding left, so absolutely, the opportunity would be there to expand it. So thank you. So motion by Councilwoman Bergen, second
Second.
by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
Thank you. Yeah, and just to add to that, we are getting close to the end of what the monies we allocated toward this program. So if you want to expand it, we can. I'll make sure to have those discussions before we have our next meeting.
Okay, great. Thanks, John.
All right. The next item is a resolution authorizing an assignment and assumption of a project at 40 Herald Court in Bayshore.
Any questions? Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Mullen, second by Councilwoman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
The next item is another resolution authorizing an assignment and assumption. This is for 158 Candlewood Road in Bayshore, also in Bayshore.
Okay, any questions? Hearing
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilwoman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
The next item is a resolution authorizing a refinance at 50 Gilpin Avenue in Hauppauge.
Any questions? Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Mullen, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
And the last item I have is an amendment to a resolution authorizing an assignment and assumption at for the Cornerstone at Hauppauge. We authorized this last month, but did not consider contemplate mortgage financing for this assignment. The buyer is going to be doing mortgage financing. They're not going to be asking for any mortgage recording tax benefits, so they're not asking for anything that hasn't already been authorized for this project.
Terrific. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilwoman Bergen, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. John, any other business to come before us?
Not with the agency.
Okay, great. So I have a motion to adjourn the meeting of the agency by Councilman Bergen, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? The agency board meeting is adjourned, and we move to item 4, meeting of the Town of Islip Economic Development Corporation. Motion to convene.
Motion.
By Councilwoman Bergen, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? We are convened. A quorum being present. Let us go to the agenda. John.
Okay, so Madam Chair and members of the Corporation Board, John Walzer, 40 Nassau Avenue, Islip, New York. I have just 2 items for your consideration today. One is the approval of the minutes from the meeting of this Corporation Board in October of this year.
Okay, I'll make that motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Mullen. All those in favor? Opposed? The minutes are approved. Item
And the
3,
last item I have for your consideration is a resolution authorizing, consenting to a sublease at 159 Carlton Avenue, Central Islip, the United Cerebral Palsy Facility.
any questions?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by
Second.
Councilwoman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Any other business? Hearing
All I
none.
have for you today.
Move
Thank
we
you.
adjourn?
Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilwoman Mullen. We stand adjourned on the Economic Development Corporation. Moving us now to a meeting of the Islip Resource Recovery Agency. A motion to convene the meeting by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilwoman Bergen. We stand convened, quorum being present. Marty, if you will, take us through the agenda. Marty, I just need you to unmute.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair and members of the agency board, I have several items for your consideration today. The first being the approval of the minutes for the agency board that was held on November 17th, 2020.
Are there any questions on the minutes? Hearing none, motion? Motion by Councilwoman Bergen, second by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor? Opposed? The minutes are approved.
The next item is an authorizing resolution concerning the town attorney and our agency counsel to act on behalf of the agency when appropriate to protect the agency's interest in matters.
Are there any questions?
Motion.
Hearing none, motion by Councilman Cochran.
Second.
Second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
The next item is an authorizing resolution for the president to enter into a contract between the agency and Germano and Cahill PC to provide general legal and litigation support services for the calendar year 2021.
Any questions? Hearing none, motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman O'Connor,
Second.
second by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
The next item is an authorizing resolution for the execution of a management service agreement for the calendar year 2021 between the Islip Resource Recovery Agency and the town of Islip for the provision of solid waste support systems in the town of Islip.
Any questions?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilwoman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
The next item is an authorizing resolution for the president to enter into a contract extension between the agency and Pace Analytical Services, Inc. for calendar year 2021 for professional services related to laboratory analytical services for groundwater and ash analysis for all Islip Resource Recovery Agency sites.
Thank you, Marty. Are there any questions? Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilwoman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
The next item is an authorizing resolution for the president to enter into a contract between the Islip Resource Recovery Agency and DeVerker and Bartolucci Engineers and Architects PC, D&B, to provide professional on-call, planning and environmental regulatory compliance support services related to the continued operation and maintenance of the Macarthur Resource Recovery Facility for calendar years 2021 and 2022.
Are there any questions? Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Next item is an authorizing resolution for additional funding as a result of the extended project schedule in accordance with the existing contract between the agency and Lockwood, Kessler, and Bartlett, Inc., LKB, for engineering services related to the partial capping and closure of the construction and demolition portion of the Blydenburg Cleanfill landfill.
Thank you, Marty. Are there any questions? Hearing none, motion? Motion by Councilwoman Bergen, second by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Is there any other business?
No, that concludes the business for today.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
And I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Councilman O'Connor,
Second.
second by Councilman Cochran. The Islip Resource Recovery Agency Board stands adjourned. We move next to item number 6, authorization for the supervisor to execute a management services agreement for 2021 between the town of Islip and the Islip Resource Recovery Agency for the provision of solid waste support systems in the town of Islip. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion. Motion by Councilman Bergen, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 7, Town Board approval to permit the Town of Islip Animal Shelter and Adopt a Pet Center to accept monetary and non-monetary gifts and gifts of services from the public and/or businesses. Any questions? I'll make that
Motion.
motion. And
Motion.
second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Item number 8, bid awards. Are there any questions? Hearing none. Motion.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second
Second.
by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 9 are the appropriation transfers. Are there any questions? Hearing none. Motion by Councilwoman Bergen, second by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Next, authorization for the town clerk to advertise for a public hearing to consider amending the Town of Islip Uniform Traffic Code. Any questions? Hearing
Motion.
none. Motion by Councilman Cochran, second
Second.
by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 11, Town Board approval to symbolically rename Barron Court at Lincoln Avenue, Sayville to NYPD Sergeant James B. Passed Way. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Item 12, Town Board approval to designate Cargill Dicing Technology as the sole source supplier of all parts and repair services for AccuBrine automated units. Any questions?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second
Second.
by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 13, authorization for the supervisor to enter into agreements with 5 individuals and possibly up to 11 to provide housekeeping services under Islip to Town of Islip resident seniors. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion.
Motion.
Motion by Councilwoman Mullen, second by Councilwoman Bergen. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Item 14, authorization for the supervisor to enter into an agreement with Mary's Parkview Riding Center to provide 78 trail rides at Connecticut State Park. Are there any questions?
Motion.
Hearing none. Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 15, authorization for the supervisor to enter into an agreement with Menary's Parkview Riding Center to provide 4 summer camp sessions. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion.
Motion.
Motion by Councilwoman Mullen, second by Councilwoman Bergen. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Item 16, authorization for the supervisor to enter into an agreement with Menary's to provide 2 horseback riding instruction programs. Any questions? Motion. Motion by Councilwoman Bergen, second by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 17, authorization for the town clerk to advertise for public hearing to consider a new contract with the Bayshore Fire District for the year 2021 to provide fire protection for the Bayshore Fire Protection District. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion. Motion by Councilwoman Bergen, second by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor?
Recuse.
Opposed? We have 4 in favor, 1 recusal. The motion passes. Item 18, authorization for the supervisor to request that the County of Suffolk modify the existing deed restriction for the parcel 29-31 Carlton Avenue, enabling the town to utilize the parcel as part of the Central Islip Downtown Revitalization Initiative. Any questions? Hearing none.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilwoman Bergen. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. We now move to item 19, authorization for the supervisor to execute the easement in favor of the Town of Islip for drainage purposes for the premises located at 0 Carlton Avenue, CI. Any questions?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 20, authorization for the supervisor to execute an amendment with the January 2020 personnel services agreement with Michael Sininsky to increase the sum of the agreement by $5,000 to create an online grievance system in response to the coronavirus pandemic. Any questions?
Motion.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilwoman Bergen. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Item 21, authorization for the supervisor to execute a renewal to the January 2020 personal services agreement with Michael Sininsky to provide services and updates to the Assessor's Office software programs during the conversion to Alpha 5 operating system. Are there any questions? Hearing none. Motion.
Motion.
Motion by Councilwoman Bergen.
Second.
Second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 22, authorization for the supervisor to execute a renewal to the January 2020 personal services agreement with Michael Raimondo to provide services and updates to the Assessor's Office software programs during the conversion to Alpha 5 operating systems. Are there any questions? Hearing none. Motion.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second
Second.
by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 23, authorization for the supervisor to execute a professional services agreement with Johnson, Kucata, and Lucasy Engineers, PC, for engineering, design, and bid services in connection with the rehabilitation of Runway 15R and 33L and Taxiway S at Long Island MacArthur Airport. Are there any questions?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second
Second.
by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 24, authorization for the supervisor to execute a professional services agreement with CNS companies for construction administration and construction inspection services related to the upgrade of the existing mechanical, electrical, and plumbing and fire systems within the main terminal building at Long Island MacArthur Airport. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion.
Motion.
Motion by Councilwoman Mullen, second by Councilwoman Bergen. Thank you. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Item 25, authorization for the supervisor to enter into a professional services agreement with L. Clay McLean Associates PC for construction administration and inspection services related to phase 2 of the rehabilitation of the main terminal building at Long Island MacArthur Airport. Are there any questions?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second
Second.
by Councilwoman Mullen. Thank you. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 26, authorization for the supervisor to rescind the contract bid to Eldor Contracting Corporation for electrical in connection with renovation of Building 150 to serve as the ground vehicle transportation center at Long Island MacArthur Airport and awarded to Rollins Electric, Inc. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second
Second.
by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 27, authorization for the town clerk to advertise for a public hearing to enter into an agreement with the Brentwood Legion Ambulance Service to provide ambulance services to the Brentwood Legion Ambulance District. I'll make that motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor?
Recuse.
We have 4 in favor, 1 recusal. The motion is adopted. Item 27, authorization for the supervisor to authorize for a public hearing to consider entering into a contract with Community Ambulance Company to provide ambulance services for the Sable Ambulance District. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion. Motion by Councilwoman Mullen, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor?
Recuse.
Opposed? We have 4 in favor, 1 recusal. The motion passes. Item 29, authorization for the town clerk to advertise for a public hearing to enter into an agreement with Exchange Ambulance Corporation of Islip to provide ambulance services to the Exchange Ambulance Corporation Ambulance District. I'll make that motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 30, authorization for the town clerk to advertise for a public hearing to consider entering into an agreement with the Bayshore Brightwood as ambulance company to provide ambulance services to the Bayshore Brightwaters District. Any questions?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second
Second.
by Councilman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 31, authorization for the supervisor to rescind the November 17th, 2020 contract award with Eldor Electrical Construction and execute contract DPD 3-20 long-term flood reduction program pump stations with Eldor Contracting Corporation. I think there was an error in the name. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion by Councilman Bergen, second
Second.
by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 32, authorization for the supervisor to enter into an agreement with the Community Development Agency for calendar 2021, whereby the town will provide certain services related to code enforcement. Any questions? A good opportunity to thank the members of the Community Development Agency for all the good work that they do all year long. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Bergen, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 33, town board approval to appoint Lawrence Donahue Esquire to serve as a member to the Town of Islip Ethics Board. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion. I'll make that motion. Do we have a second? Second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Item 35, 34 is been tabled. 35, town board approval to reappoint Edward Friedland to serve as a member of the Town of Islip Planning Board. Any questions?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second.
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 36, approval to reappoint John Ratzman to serve as a member of the Town of Islip Board of Assessment Review Board. I'll make that motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Bergen. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Item 37, authorization for the supervisor to execute any and all documentation required for the purchase of vehicles townwide pursuant to the Board of Cooperative Education Services of Nassau County Contract Number 19/20-045X, Extension 1, passenger cars, vans, and trucks. Any questions?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second
Second.
by Councilman Mullen. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Town Board acceptance of 2 dedications to the Town of Islip from FRC GH Owner Co. LLC for the property located at 0 Carlton Avenue, Central Islip. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion. Motion by Councilman O'Connor.
Second.
By Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 39, Town Board acceptance of a corner radius dedication in connection with the deed from 141 Detox Investments LLC. Any questions? Motion.
Motion.
Make that motion. Second by Councilwoman Mullen. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Item 40, authorization for the town clerk to advertise for a public hearing to enter into a contract with the Central Islip Hop Hog Ambulance District for the year 2021 to provide emergency ambulance services within the district. Are there any questions?
Motion.
Hearing none. Motion by Councilman O'Connor.
Second.
By Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. That takes us to item 41. Town Board acceptance of a donation of various holiday decorative items from Unibail Rodamco Westfield to be part of the town's free holiday drive-in light show at Brookwood Hall. Again, on behalf of the entire town board and really the community, I want to thank Westfield for their generosity. The decorations are just lovely. There have been people, a steady stream of people going, taking Christmas photos over at Brookwood Hall and even in front of Town Hall. So we thank them very much for their donation. I'll make that motion. Do I have a second?
I
Second.
have to second and second your comments, Supervisor. It looks beautiful.
Okay,
And
thank you.
It's Tuesday to Thursday night, 6 to 8.
Actually, it was expanded to 5 o'clock. So it's Tuesday, Thursday. The last showing will be the 22nd. So we have tonight, Thursday, weather permitting, and then the following Tuesday just before Christmas.
Thank you.
So again, it's really been kind of in this bleak time. It's really been quite I don't know, just really lovely. With that, on behalf of everyone here on the town board, our town clerk who's on this meeting, and all of our commissioners and all of the staff, we wish everyone an absolutely wonderful, happy holiday season, and above all, stay healthy, wear your mask. We're in this together, just 6 feet apart. Thank you so much. Any other comments?
Angie, what's the number for Brentwood testing for the COVID?
376-4444.
They're doing a great job up there.
Yeah, they really, really are. And again, that's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock. And it's drive-through, so no one has to be standing in line outside. It really is very, very convenient. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman Bergen. Merry Christmas, everyone. Feliz Navidad.